All right, good morning and welcome to Right CNC, teaching you how to fix things. Let's go ahead and break this down. Today we're going to be talking about our 2x2 control box, and specifically I'm going to go ahead and move this a little bit. This will be a little bumpy, sorry about that. Today we are dealing with the 2x2 relay switch. That looks good. This relay switch right here. As you can tell, we have 3 ports on this side, and behind this here we have 3 ports on this side, 1, 2, and 3. Let's go ahead and get a closer shot of what it looks like. Here we have 2 separate sides of this. The side that goes out to the plasma here, the relayed side, and then of course the separated side over here with the voltage, the input signal, and then the ground. Now you'll notice in this particular configuration, if you're to look at this control box, the output for the plasma cutter, this red wire here, that outputs here, is going to this back output side closest to this blue trigger. Now we want to make sure that that's the case when we're opening up our box and looking at it. Otherwise, this machine isn't going to fire, because when you input all of this together, it will, it'll trigger an error in the hypertherm, an O51O, if done incorrectly. So let's take a look here at what we're going to want to do. First off, if you are turned around like this, let's say if it's not like this, blue to the left side, but blue is to the right, and you try to, and this is the configuration in your control box, you're going to need to flip this. Now, the proper way to do this would be to unscrew it out of the box. We have a series of screws with little washers on the underside here, and little screws here, and it's on all 4 corners. This one only has it on 2 here. And what you're going to do is you're going to ensure that when you flip this around, the order and color of the black and red wire that's coming off of here, this wire here, this particular wire is going into 1 into COM and 1 into normally open. So 1 into common and 1 into normally open. This way, when the relay is triggered, it will close contact and fire the plasma. So we want to make sure that it's on this side. On this end here, we want to ensure that we are achieving the same wire pattern configuration. You'll have a single wire going into ground, as we have down here. We have a jumped wire coming in from voltage to the input, and then we're going to have a single wire going to voltage here. And those wires are then also coming off of other parts of the breakout board back behind where the camera can't see. So we do want to make sure that it's set up as such, and you want to make sure it's replicated in such a way that you have ground, input, voltage on the right side, and your normally opened, common, and normally closed on your left side. And make sure that your plasma is connected to the normally open and the common, so that's going to be this line coming off of the DB9. This line here, want to make sure that's normally open and common. And then we want to make sure we have our jumped line from input to voltage. And then we have a single line going to ground and a single line going to voltage. And for further instructions on that, we're also going to say that if we're going to trace this back, and I want to make sure that when you are assembling this, you can trace this back. This ground line is represented by the green cable here. It's the top piece here, but it's also coming, and I forgive the motion here, it ends up coming down to output 1 down here. Output 1 down here. Then the voltage is actually coming off of the voltage positive down here as well. So voltage positive to the voltage here. And then you have your ground going to output. So keep all of that in mind as we get all of this assembled. Have fun.